seen the Rosalina, straight up. I love that I love that for Solo. But it's a bit of a testament to the game and how the game is kind of the way it is in the current meta, in that you really should be looking at two different characters a lot of the time to kind of mess around with. So we're getting into game one, though, of this top 16 set between Space and Solo. Rosalina versus Pyramithra.
Yeah, and I think we already just saw kind of a snapshot of the entire set with how Space approached. He made his way around the projectiles, got in, and is now just going to stick to Solo like a bug. He's never going to try to get off, and is just constantly going to be swinging that sword around in the general area, loses his jump. Solo quickly sends him off stage. We do see some answers back already, but this is what I'm saying. Luma's getting battered away by Mythra. Mythra's the weaker of the two, and Luma's just getting battered away. It's very, very hard for Rosalina to stay consistent with her pal because of just how big and strong that sword is.
Exactly, and I think Luma's power in this game has obviously been, it's very, very strong, and the stuff that you can set up with Rosa and Luma is very, very good, but if you've not got Luma consistently in the matchup because you just get rid of it with a dash attack or a forward tilt or something like that, then it's not looking great. But at this moment, it's Solo who takes the first stock.
Yeah, Solo with all of that pressure. I mean, he finally got to use Luma, and use it he did. Amazing pressure at the corner there, and every single time Space tried to jump out, Solo was there to meet him at every instance and just catches a brilliant landing with that very, very strong up smash, especially with Luma. That thing is huge and hits so hard. And Space right now is going to kind of struggle to pick up the kill because he's forced to play Pyra.
Yeah, this is looking really, really good from Solo so far. And again, using that Lula landing back air, we'll see how Solo's able to take this stock. But at 143, living very, very late for a Rosalina player, all things considered.
Indeed, Solo right now is kind of holding down the fort in an amazing way, just playing very, very slowly around. Space, missed him, puts a side B, and that's going to be an SD, and that's
jacket's
really
off as well.
unfortunate.
The jacket's off from Space. He's not messing around anymore. But Solo with a considerably strong lead gets the Nair, and Nair is such a fantastic tool in any matchup. But in this one, we've seen Solo use it quite a lot to try and catch Space, maybe trying to land with an aerial or something like that.
Yeah, and we did see another aspect of the matchup there, aside from Solo's sick combos. Rosalina is an incredibly light character as well, light and tall, the worst combination. And as a result, she's going to be dying to sort of any Pyra here around 140 straight up. There is no guessing about it. She will perish to that. And that is a good aspect for the matchup of Space, who is definitely going to be trying to get back into this game when he's down a whole stock.
Yeah, and there goes Luma again. It's very, very easy to separate the two. It's very easy to separate the two. Just as soon as they walk through the door, you kick them out.
Kick them
it's
out.
Messed up. They paid entry into the club, and you just like, get out. You're not dressed for this. It's messed up. But again, Luma's respawn time around 12 to 13 seconds. It does help how quickly that Luma does come back. It's not like Isis or anything like that. But with the way that Space is getting rid of them as quickly as he is, it's tough. It's tough for Solo in that sense.
Yeah, what's really interesting as well from Space is the amount of side B we're seeing as well from Pyra. Even at this low percents, we're seeing a lot of it because it will just straight up hit Luma, and she can't absorb it with Rosalina's sort of catch or mechanic because Pyra's sword needs to go back to her at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, this is looking pretty good so far for Solo, but you feel Space is kind of growing into it a little bit more, but the up air from the Nair is going to kill. I don't like, DI-wise, obviously you want to DI out in that kind of situation, but caught Space a little bit lacking there.
I think he got a little bit mixed up. I don't think he was expecting maybe a second hit coming out or hitting it so quickly. And when it did come out, he just wasn't ready to press the button. Perhaps he wanted to drift in or get past, and gets caught out. And you're right, 2 stock down to Solo.
Yeah, that was pretty damn good.
He was looking like the underdog in this game.
Well, I mean, from the tail of the tape, you would assume that was the case, but he is playing very, very well so far. I don't know if we're going to see Stadium in the second game, if I'm entirely honest. I feel like if you're kind of Spaces, if you look at it from Space, we are seeing Stadium. I thought we were going to get a bit of a smaller stage, but I don't know what Solo banned, to be fair.
Yeah, I am interested to know what Solo banned exactly, because it doesn't feel like Space should be going back here, especially with the way Solo's using these platforms so well. He's not just positioning himself under there. Sometimes he's positioning Luma under there, and Luma with the projectiles catches you approaching from the ground. Rosalina will catch you coming from the air with a Nair.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very, very good game plan that's paying dividends for Solo right now, who has set Space off stage and has not let go of him.
Yeah, this is fantastic light play from Solo so far. Eventually, Space is able to get out of the corner through a jump, and there goes Luma again.
Yeah, brilliant empty hop grab from Space there, sets up a very favorable situation, has Solo in the air, and Luma dead to right. However, Solo right now is kind of just parading around Space. Space can't catch up with Pyro's slow mobility, and Luma is back on deck. immediately air smashes, I think, in an attempt to get rid of him.
Smash. Goodness me, there was a lot of venom behind that one. I'm not sure if that was the right choice. Doesn't get the fair off of that down tilt at ledge. Again, this is looking so far in Space's favor after a very strong start from Solo at that ledge. But there's an anti-air up tilt. You don't want to see that if you're a Rosa player.
This is so, so tough for Solo. Luma literally hasn't existed for more than 1 second before being sent off stage so far. Luma has not hit space for a whole minute, basically, and he is able to just swing his sword with reckless abandon as Pyra, just hoping to get that kill, and he does so with a brilliant slight with the up air.
Yeah, when you're in the corner as Rosa in that situation where you've just got a huge kind of disjointed hitbox swinging at you, it's Pyra of all characters as well. It's just a scary situation to be in, I can't lie to you.
Yeah. Space crossing up with the nairs now as well. We're seeing a few more mix-ups in neutral from him, which are allowing him to kind of pilot around the options that Solo's been picking the whole time. He's getting a lot more percent, a lot more consistently. However, Solo's getting some good catches as well. Space finds a way to land, doesn't get caught by the down smash, and has Solo off stage, but Solo is really fighting back.
Ooh, a double up smash. The first one didn't work, but for some reason he let it rip the second time. Hey, maybe Space wasn't expecting that one, because I certainly wasn't.
I mean, Pyra without her sword is a sitting duck, right? So when she doesn't have an aggressive options to respond with, you can kind of just click your button. And I think Space was looking to like maybe roll or get out of that situation, but Solo was not giving him any escape. He is, however, going to give escape to Luma's life, because Luma is once more dead, and Solo is without a friend to keep him alive right now in a very perilous situation against Pyra. Can't quite edge guard Space either, so he is going to have to evade this sword, because Luma walks right into Pyra's sword.
There he goes again.
And so did Rosa.
And I will say, I mean, obviously, Solo kind of lost the stock there, but even so, I feel like the gameplay we've seen from Solo when Luma's not around has been really, really strong, especially at the ledge. Again, getting a lot off of the nair. Nair conversions are the bread and butter of Rosa players, so you got to get them done. And Solo's not back down from that, even slightly.
No, Solo right now is honestly playing this to perfection in the way that he's kind of evading around Space and playing his game plan. He knows he needs Luma back, because when you don't have Luma, you are getting caught out with stuff like that. Up smash doesn't quite take the stock, but man, Dev, it's close. He's sitting at the ledge yet again, and this is Mithra ledge trapping. Yeah. Space doesn't quite get the reaction though. Solo's got a second lease on life.
Yeah, jumps straight out of disadvantage, but Solo maybe waiting for a landing option, not able to catch it, unfortunately. Has to get away from the jabs, able to do so, and no up smash there from Solo. Wise from Space to Space, just around it as well, actually.
Oh my goodness.
You could just kind of mash it there, you know? You can't just kind of mash it there, because Rosa, she's either going to roll behind you, and in that position, you're not in any threat yourself, or she's just going to hold shield, and you can just keep swinging.
Pyra F tilt is a bit of a...
funny move, isn't it?
It's a bit of an ignorant move in that.
Ignorant is a great way to describe that move, yeah.
Not only is it like basically safe and Space and incredibly strong and incredibly big, she also kind of shifts her toes backwards a little bit. She hurtbox shifts slightly to move herself backwards. So we saw Solo try to down tilt in response, and Space just pressed it again, and she just backed away from it, scooted backwards and sliced her with the sword.
It's pretty funny. I like this guy. Oh, hold on.
And here's the switch I mentioned, though I haven't seen the Sora before.
I like Sora. I think Sora is a very, very cool character. I'm going to be interested to see how they combat against Pyra Mithra. What is this matchup like, Gene?
A lot of Pyra Mithra believe it to be pretty bad for Sora, because Sora does not quite have the mobility of Pyra and Mithra, in the sense that Mithra can kind of just get in on him, and while he does have good buttons up close, she has better ones.
Yeah.
However, I think with what we've seen from recent Sora performances, such as Hikaru, we've seen kind of a Sora renaissance in that they've played neutral in a very different way, especially with their aerials, and they actually are quite good at catching out Pyra Mithra when they're floating in the airspace around them. And of course, Sora is fantastic at edge guarding.
Yeah, and I think that's the big plus that Sora has in a matchup like this. Sora's like edge guarding, ledge trapping, but also just off-stage game is so strong. And against a character like Pyra Mithra, if you can pressure them off stage, you definitely want to be doing it.
Yeah, Solo with some really good recoveries back to the ledge right now. Down air is going to be a huge thing for Pyra as well in this matchup, since obviously all of Sora's animations take quite a while. So you can kind of just telegraph it, but Solo has such good knowledge of the angles to pick with side B. They're sort of getting back for free right now, and that's really doing him some favors, because Space can't quite seem to take the stock, and percent is slowly racking up on him to the point where I believe a confirm, or perhaps just a raw up air might take it.
Up air, wasn't expecting that one today. Maybe the DI wasn't optimal there, but
Not
even
quite.
so, You'll take it if you're solo. That's a great start and a definite confidence booster, and that counter pick could work in.
Yeah, the other thing that we just saw just then is Foresight can be a killer in this matchup. Sora thrives off his long form combos or his traps with multi-hits and such. And Mithra, of course, has a button that says, hey, if I air dodge just about right, I'm ignoring all of this.
I'm just ignoring all of it.
And you're getting punished as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of ignorant stuff about his character, isn't there? I mean, but even so.
Just a few things,
Okay, Solo just stuck in the corner, but happy to recover this way. I think he should have invincibility, yeah, but even so, there is the stock. And Space certainly not out of this at all. Not too big of a deficit, but needs to make some big plays to get back into this.
Yeah, and I mean, I said at the beginning, the way that you kind of beat out Sora's Mithra is to stick on him and just keep on fighting down. And
ooh, the dash attack to interrupt the Thundaga is nuts. I like that option as well, the dash attack.
Yeah, you know, I was just about to talk about how you have to stick on Sora to get back into it. And, you know, Space does that and has somehow amassed a lead in the time we were talking about that sick dash attack there. Space immediately got back into it with an incredible advantage state. And there it is. You just can't confirm Mithra sometimes. She's so thin, so hard to hit. And as a result, Solo loses that opportunity to kill. And Space picks his own up with the back air.
And you know what? This is exactly what we say. When there is an advantage state meta in this game, you know exactly why it took Space some momentum and a fantastic advantage state string. And just like that, he's got the lead after getting that down air in the end to take the stock.
Yeah, and Space right now needs to hold on to the stock, to be honest, just to kind of add in a bit more percent, because we've seen that Solo can rack up slowly but surely as long as it's even, and that up B won't quite do it. Phenomenal DI from Space, but another miss input on the side B.
Yeah, and you can see a little grimace from Space and a shake of the head. Obviously a miss input from him, but you want to get rid of those as quickly as you possibly can. At this stage in the bracket, you can't be making mistakes like that.
Yeah, SDing at 128, of course, not the worst thing that can happen. You don't want to lose that stock. You want to hold on to it as long as possible.
Worse to SD now.
Maybe so much worse to SD now, right?
Worse to SD now.
So be careful, Space, because Solo's looking to throw him off stage and perhaps get an early edge guard.
Solo just keeps throwing him off stage. Just do it again. Sorry. Try again.
Let me have this. Let me have this. You got the last three, let me have this.
I'm going to get a bit of platform camping there for Space, just throwing out the down airs. It's a really good option that Pyro obviously has, and then just mixing up the way you get back down. But at 93% with the weight that Sora has and the floatiness, this is tough. This is tough now.
Yeah, down air's just also going to catch that roll. Obviously, the big thing about Pyro is that with all of her slow moves, they are also huge to boot. And Sora, like you said, not the most mobile. He's going to have to find his way around Space's moves, because if not, Space will be looking to take that stock. Brilliant down air from Solo, a rarely used option for him so far. Get Space off of his back, but right now they're fighting again, and a brilliant up smash call out.
Yeah, you got to be able to anti-air Sora in a gameplay like this. It's one of them where you're going to get Sora approaching with those rising aerials quite a lot, so if you can anti-air them, you should go for it. Oh, I like the mix-up there from Solo. This is looking good. Oh, doesn't get the final hit. Unlucky there from the Netherlands player, but the jab's not going to do it, surely.
Not quite, but very, very close. And I wouldn't say it would have been quite the high road for Solo to get 3 Nair 1s, all which should have led into a kill, and not kill, and Space just get a jab. However, Solo still can't pick anything up. The projectile's trade, and Space wins it.
And Space reels back in his seat. Very, very close call there, but a great counter pick. Even though he didn't get the game, that looks very, very close. And I feel like we're probably going to see the Sora in this game 4 as well.
Very, very possibly, but also just in general, those mix-ups with a counter pick can sometimes be used to change up the pace. Now, Solo might have gathered data that he didn't have previously, and he might be able to use with Rosalina, or he just wanted to give Space a new tempo to work on and then return to his old one. Solo, as a player, is going to be more used to these switches than Space will be, and that gives him a bit of an advantage when switching back and forth between characters, and we might see the Rosa again.
Yeah, it looks like we're going back to Rosa. I think maybe he just wanted to break up a little bit of the momentum. Because obviously the game 1 went to Solo quite handily before Space was able to adapt to take the game 2. Maybe he was like, let me just play Sora game 3, just kind of weed him away from the center a little bit, and we can go back in game 4 as Rosa again.
No, but I don't think Space has been deterred at all so far, Dev. I mean, we're seeing the exact same thing we saw game 2 so far. Space is in his face, and he's not getting out.
Okay, gets a little bit of a string here, 60%. Again, this stage of the game, it's all right to take this kind of percent. It's really when it gets towards that 100%, and especially around the ledge, how these two players play.
Ooh, brilliant catch from Solo with the Luminaire, just leading into a move, so ready to react and so ready to continue the pressure on Space right now. Space bats away Luma, but Luma stays on stage this time with the side B, has Elise on life, trades again, however both players are just kind of holding on.
Oh, that's going to be okay because Space has actually gone the other way. But that was actually a really funny interaction because the back air was able to hit Space into where Solo was, but the side B was able to interrupt. But there we go, an up tilt, a fantastic move against Rosa. Just because of how tall she is, it catches her so easily.
Yeah, and the move itself is just huge horizontally as well. But that move is huge vertically down air, catching out Space and evening up the stocks very quickly. And this does definitely look better than game 2, Dev.
Yeah, 100%. And again, both players kind of feeling it seals out in this game 4. But even so, it's like I feel like both of them, when it comes to their advantage state, they've just been playing really, really strong and get the double down tilt into that neutral B for some extra damage.
Yeah, it doesn't quite react to the neutral get up with a grab or anything right now. So Solo gets to get Luma back, jumps over the right blazing edge. So now Luma is online and he's in advantage. This is the best space for Solo right now, who is putting on serious hurt, 50% and climbing.
Forward smash. Goodness me. Fantastic advantage state there from Solo and able to take the stock with the landing on stage onto the forward smash. Perfect from the Rosalina player.
And this is what we meant, Dev. When he has Luma, he comes alive. All he needed was to evade one move, and he gets back into this game flawlessly. But Space has gotten rid of the problem and has found the solution, it seems, as he has Solo at the ledge, continuously pressuring him. The down tilt catches roll. That's not fair.
Hold on.
That is not fair at all.
Why did that hit? I don't understand.
She's tall.
She's very, very tall. Even so, I can't believe that down tilt hit. But we are a one-stock game here. Both these players, again, every time they get advantage, they're hitting quite a lot of it. At the ledge, this is going to be difficult for Solo now. This is going to be really, really difficult for Solo. How do you get back on stage? Luma is lurking in the background, but eventually Solo is able to roll back on. Solo using a lot of roll from ledge, hoping to try and evade a lot of the stuff that that Space can kind of throw out. But you think maybe Space could start Space around that roll as well?
Yeah, perhaps, but Space so far has been keeping up the pressure just fine. Even when Solo got out, he immediately got put back in the mix. Finally gets a Geb attack and gets out of it, but now Space is literally just mashing Pyro area side disadvantage, and I cannot fault him one bit. This is the game plan. Rosalina will die to everything.
No, you don't do it. Nah, that's going to be it. That is a 3-1 to Space. The matchup check at the end. You can't punish that neutral beam too quickly. Very, very strong
If that
move.
is charged, it is -8, I think. It is basically unpunishable by every character in the game.
Yeah, it's very, very good. But credit to Space, very, very good set. It was able to bring it back. It was getting very, very close in that game 4. Both of them obviously got onto the last stock, but then Space kind of just started working.
Yeah.
Like, he just got into advantage. There was that point in the game where Solo was at the ledge or off stage for a good like 30, 40 seconds and was just eating so much percent.